A lot of people have fears. How to overcome how to overcome fears?
Mm-hmm. Again, because we only have a little bit of time, the quick answer is, first, it's always three things. Number one, know what you want. That's a number one thing. And I'll give you an example. People come to me I've done this for many, many years, help people get over fears and phobias and that kind of thing. And traditionally, I'll ask somebody, well, what do you want? And they'll go, I don't want to be afraid of dogs anymore. And I'll say, okay, well, what do you want? And they go, I'm afraid of dogs, and I don't want to be afraid of dogs anymore. And I'll go, okay, well, great, what do you want? And they go, I want to lose my fear of dogs. And I'll go, okay, well, great, what do you want? And they'll go, I'm telling you. And I'll go, no, you're telling me what you don't want. Because I know, because they're going, fear of dogs, fear of dogs, fear of dogs, they're telling me what they don't want. So if I get them to the point that I go, what do you really want? And they go, I want to be able to hold a puppy and feel excited about it. Then three things happen. Number one, I know I'm pointing them in the right direction. And I can give them what they want, not what I say they want. And they feel it, which is number two. And then number three, they experience what they want, and I can capture that. It's not a joke. I always tell people, if you got a fear of dogs, guess what's going to be in my office when you come there? A dog. You got a fear of heights, we're going to go up skydiving. You got a fear of closed places, we're going to go in an elevator. And the reason being is because I need to, I practice something called the neurosciences. And versus taking your time and stretching it out through time, people, and I've worked with a lot of people who've been in front of other therapists and been with other therapists for years and years and years and haven't gotten the result. So number one, help them figure out what they want. Number two, help them figure out what it is that stops them. And it's not the dog. If they say it's a fear of dogs, it's not. It's the thought of the dog. It's not the dog. Because those people are horrified when there's no dogs around. They spend their lives, and I'm just using dogs as an example, sheltering themselves and keeping themselves away from dogs. So is it the fear of dogs? Or is it the dog? No, it's the thought of the dog. And as soon as I can get people to recognize it's themselves that are doing it to them, not the dog, then that's step number two. Help them figure out what's stopping them. And then number three is to bust open that thought and emotional pattern, meaning help them, while they're in it, get away from it. We call it a pattern interrupt. Because if I interrupt somebody when they're doing anything, they're no longer where they were. If I go, right now you and I are talking and an explosion happens over there, guess what? Our focus is over there, but we're not in this conversation. But that's a very valuable moment, because while we're going, what's going on over here? We're very curious, we're open. And so, which is the fourth step, is that to put into that place what they want. So to take from the very beginning and to put it in there. I'm giving you the broad strokes, put that in that place. And then the next step is to condition it and do it over and over again to make it so that is the place that the nervous system defaults to. And do it over and over again, condition it till pretty soon they're no longer it. If somebody comes in and they got a fear of dogs, and in less than an hour's time, they're going to be holding a puppy.
And how do you mean a pattern interrupt, right?
Yes.
How do you do that, for example, with
it's
fear of dog?
1,000 different ways.
You have an example, for example?
Yeah, I'll throw a glass of water in somebody's face, or yell at them, or have somebody else walk in, or set off I used to have this thing, still have it, that is it's a can of air with a horn on it that's sitting underneath my desk. And all I have to do is push that, and all of a sudden, that's going to interrupt their pattern. Anything, I'll jump up, I'll grab them, shake them around. I'm spontaneous. I'll do anything.
And at this time, what do you do after? I would like, because sometimes I coach people in one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
So you interrupt the pattern, and then what you will do?
Well, the easy answer is to have them experience what they experienced in the very beginning. In other words, when I help them figure out what it is that they want, and they go, oh, I want to hold a puppy. Then in that moment, they're already there. So we can do it through anchoring. You can do it through repetition. You can, most of the time I'll use an anchoring process, which is to bring them right back to that place. And just to literally go, okay, calm down right now, and what do you really want? and they'll go, and then we'll do it again. We'll do it again. I mean, again, there's so much more to it, and I'm certainly not doing justice by saying, you just do these certain things. There's quite a bit more to it, but
this is a short process.
Yeah.
Do you have sometimes bad mood, or do you have sometimes bad mood?
I'm not going to say I have bad mood. What I have is I'm human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're truly?
True. Yes. Contrary to popular belief. Gosh, I have times when there are a lot of things that will happen. I'll give you an example. Here's what I would consider what you might call a bad mood. Something stressful will happen.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Okay. So I'll say yes. However, mine are extremely, extremely short habitually now. And that's what we want. I'm not saying that...
It is my second question. How do you shift it?
Well, because of what I've done, a process that I've done. Several processes. One in particular, something I call the stop technique, which is one of the things that we teach at our seminars, which is to replace a bad emotion, maybe a reoccurring emotion, fear, anger, frustration, whatever, with a great emotion, and make it so that the bad emotion or something that happens triggers you to feel good. And I'll give you an example of how it works. It's just a long process, but too long for us to explain here, but I'll give you an example of the end result. I was just in Italy 3 weeks ago. And my promoter and business partner and I had to fly to London. Yeah. And so the car picked us up at the hotel in Italy, and drove us an hour and a half to the airport, got out of the car, went through security, went to go through passport check, and I realized I didn't have my phone. I left my phone in the car. And in that moment, I was in a bad mood. In that moment, I panicked. I'm in a foreign country. My business partner had already gone through the line. He was already on the other side. And I had no way, and for a second, it's just like, I got no phone. And it's like, have you ever lost your phone? Yeah, it's like, for a second. But then within, seriously, 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds of panicking, my brain went, hey, well, now I get to get an iPhone 5. And that's how quickly I got in a good mood. And I use that as an example because, that's pretty serious stuff, losing your phone, especially in another...
I did that 2 months ago in the taxi. The taxi was leaving, and my iPhone 4.
Right.
I have an iPhone 5 now.
Okay. Now, by the way, how long did it bother you that you didn't have your phone?
How long?
How long did you worry about it? Did you go, oh no, I don't have my phone, what am I going to do?
Maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, see, me it was 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And what I'm saying is that's a result of what I teach.
Yeah.
Because I believe I can't teach theory, I've got to practice what I preach. And I'm not saying I was ecstatic about it, I was happy about it. But one of the things that I did, I went, hey, well, because I was in a better mood now. But then my brain started to work. And instead of worrying about it my brain started going, okay, well, what do I do? And so I went into the lounge and I sent an email to my business partner. And I know he looks at his emails on his phone, and he called the taxi company, and they were too far gone, so they found that he got the phone, and then they overnighted it to us to the next destination. So not only did I feel better, but I got to think clearer, and I don't have that worry and that stress.
Great. So you build a kind of habit to shift quickly, and it's more easier.
Yes. It's one of the things that we teach at one of our workshops called the A Factor, which is what I call emotional mechanics, which is a way to manage your own emotions. Manage meaning to predetermine what your response is. And a response is different than a reaction. A reaction is no thought. Response is you think about it, even if it's for a second. So predetermine what your response is going to be to anything that happens. So therefore, when bad things happen, or unfortunate things happen, or things happen that are undesirable, you know what your response is going to be. Like I said, on stage, for most people, they go, you got to go in front of, 10,000 people, most people go, oh no. For me, it's just like, cool. And I literally get, I feel it right now. I literally get calmed down because I've conditioned myself to be that way. And it's a very simple tool.